launch off, but this time no wind. It's pretty oily. Let's extend our, actually no, I'll keep it short. So yeah, KT 710 surf, 1401 front foil. 40 skinny, advanced plus, sillyshort fuse, 72 pro mast, PVC medium paddle, got my Zhik wetsuit on, with the fleece undershirt and the wind overlayer. Trying to match Travis. And no real wind coming here, so we can just go really. Launching at Gulf Harbour fisherman spot and then heading to Shakespeare. A lot of refraction from the rock, so we just kind of gotta find a bump and then go with it. It's all very glassy and difficult. Look for a slightly better bump. Really just waiting for a peak to go past, so it looks like it's going to have something steep. And then I can just chase down. So I just want to stick behind the little bump. So we're just going to keep a medium pace downwind so we get a head start. Maybe the next one. Engaged, but I forgot how to foil. And then the other big part of the getting up, which helps, is de-weighting your system. So just get forward momentum to the forward slide, so the foil's gliding somewhat, and unweight the system. It's really you just holding that board to the water. If you got forward momentum and a bump, and you weren't standing on the board would just take off. Really gets still right now. Good test for the board actually. I'm standing up, I think I'd be struggling on anything but this. That's going to be worth checking. And I'm nearly... Woo! tough day in the office, let me tell you. That basically feels like a flat water paddle up. If it was. Get my heart rate down. Trying to fit in between these bumps. You know, if you can make it to the bottom of the trough, all the energy around you is going up. Well, not in front of you, but coming onto you. Wait till there's a downhill in front, you can pump into it for a nice bit of forward speed, and then look for the next section. What's on offer? Where do you want to be? And then of course keep the mast tight. So you've got no drag or less drag. Typically want an HA foil for something like this. You want to be pumping the whole time, so try find the energy. Risk stalling. There's some refraction in the water coming off the cliffs. Nowhere near as bad as the start. You can't beat some of these bumps, you just feel behind them. No point chasing them most of the time. Just run down the line. something will form. Use what forms, run down the line again, rinse and repeat. Sweet. There's a little bit of a wave-like structure in front. You know, we know what to do with that. You know, you can surf it. Rocks underneath. Again, this is very glassy, not optimal, definitely not the beginner run. Not anyone's run really, but you can kind of make it work if you got all the required components, but you need it all: knowledge, fitness, equipment, bit of luck. Foil horizontal, like flat to the bottom, otherwise you will stall. If your foil's not flat, it will just slip down. If you keep it completely flat, it's a lot of surface area to push through the water, so your best chance of making it at low speeds if you can just keep it flat. That's what I do at least. Over that one. Running out of water here. So we've made it. Not much for me to be learned on that. Good test of the equipment. The board was stable in very washing machine-y oily water, and I got it up. You know, I probably got the best foil for it, the 1401, and the board assisted in keeping me stable and allowing me to separate the board from the water. So this thing slips forward quite well, and this is what I thought. So in these bay run conditions, you don't need much board assistance, you just need something that gets you comfortable. And if you're comfortable, you can put your own power into the system, and you can just be ready for when that bump shows itself. You know, you get a steep one passing by, it's like, so, because one of the hardest things in catching a bump is typically, you know, it depends what stage of catching where you personally are in your experience level, but the advice on the internet at the moment is typically let something steep pass under you, which ends up lifting the back of the board, coming under the front of the board, and that's kind of your signal to go, right? It kind of tilts you. The problem is, if you're on a narrow board or a hard to stand on board, when it tilts you, you're all over the place. You're like wobbling, you're putting your paddle in the water to try and stabilize yourself, so you're losing any forward speed that you might have had. So like, in that moment you don't need board speed. So if you're on a long narrow board and you're tilting up and backwards and forwards, potentially all you're going to get with that narrow board is one or two paddles that will get you up to speed quite quickly and efficiently, right? It's great having a narrow board. The board will just cut through and get you up to speed. But it's It's not night and day difference with a normal board. So you know, you might be gaining 30%, say, by having 17 inches instead of 20 inches. You might be 30% faster acceleration. The problem is, you're losing I don't know how to quantify it, but like 200% stability. You're losing, if you're not completely comfortable on your board and stable, you can't paddle, and if you can't paddle, you're not going to catch anything. So that 30% you're gaining from your narrow board, if you're not paddling, you're losing 100% of your ability to catch a bump. So that's when now I'm promoting a more stable setup, because in that moment where you want to catch the bump, you're going to be ready and you've got your best chance of catching it, and what you're losing, that 30%, you're gaining in that 100% chance of making it by being stable. So here nor there, right? I said it in the earlier video, you don't need much board speed to get these big foils on. Like a 1201, you don't need much forward speed. 1180, even the 1100 maybe is starting to get more difficult to get up, but typically all you need is to peel your board off the water, and you're basically just paddling the foil at that stage anyway. So tell me what you think about that. I don't think the narrow board is good for the beginner route anymore. I use the narrow board, and yes, it compensates for bad technique if you can stay balanced. But if you can't stay balanced and you're not naturally gifted in that attribute, you're better off getting something stable that you can actually stand on out in choppy water where ocean's rolling under you, the wind's blowing through your brain. You know, you got fear, some stress, anxiety, excitement, you got adrenaline, you got shaky legs. You're trying to stand on a popsicle stick. It's really difficult. So if you're out there and you're looking at getting into it, and you're already in it and struggling, and you've got the means to get another board, you know, it doesn't need to be a fancy one. It's something 21 wide, I think. I don't think you need wider. 21 wide is quite a nice width. I'm noticing just a touch of board drag compared to, say, the 19 or 19 and a half, but not a whole heap. So get yourself a 21 inch wide board, 8 foot long, probably at least. If you're learning, maybe go 8.5 if you can by 20. And you're going to have a stable platform, you're going to be comfortable, you're going to be able to put in those power strokes, learn what happens. You know, if you're falling in, you can't learn. There's too much going on. Anyway, I've already gone on enough. Think about a wider board and let me know what you think in the comments, guys. Be good, look after yourselves, stay safe out there. A friend of mine needs to pull the E-Bird the other day. It's real life. The ocean's an amazing playground when it's fun, and when it's no longer fun out there, the ocean is the last place in the world you want to be. So be safe. See ya.